completely black eyes without contact lens? Yes, it's possible, and here's how. Hello à tous, bonjour to everyone, I'm Nao and today we're gonna make some mesh eye makeup tutorial. First, I will need a template of my eye, so I will draw onto some piece of paper and make it a little bit bigger, and then you have your shape for your patch. And this is the size that we want. We want to completely cover the eye socket. And maybe you ask yourself why I just not put lens or sclera, because my eyes are too sensitive for them. Now that we made the pattern, we need a mesh fabric. I'm choosing a mesh fabric that is tight enough so you can't really see my eyes behind it and it hold the makeup well, but not too tight so I can still see through it. Now that the piece is cut, we're gonna slightly burn the edge so the fabric doesn't fray. So this is our final eye patch. Now we're gonna cut more because we have two eyes and I want some spare one in case I have some trouble gluing them on me. We start with a bare face with no makeup, no product at all, and then we're gonna take the eye patch and some eyelashes glue. Mine is the duo strip from Kryolan, and you want to apply a really thin strip of glue all around the patch. The more glue you will add, the most visible it will be at the end because the makeup don't look the same onto the glue than onto the skin and the mesh fabric. Now we wait for the glue to be tacky. And now we can glue it onto our eye socket, so I will start with the inner corner next to my nose, then onto the bottom, then the other side, and finally on top. Take your time for this step because it can be tricky and the final result will depend on how well you stick your mesh fabric. So when I'm happy about the placement, I will gently tap and dry the glue. This is what we want with some close-up, so no pleats and really well glue onto the eye socket. Next step, I'm gonna take a sponge and my foundation and blend the mesh with my skin. Don't put foundation on top of the mesh, put it next to it on your skin and blend gently interward. Now we're gonna draw the eyes, so we take an eyeliner. I made 4 dots for the placement of the eyes and then I will draw the shape of my eyes. When I'm happy about the shape, I'm gonna fill my eyes with another black eyeliner with a bigger tip so it will be slightly quicker. And remember to close your eyes underneath because the makeup can go through. When we are done with the basic shape, it's time for details. So first I'm gonna take my white concealer and a tiny brush and I will do a tiny line under my eyes, so I will be allowed to correct the shape a little bit and do a catch light about my under eyelid. I will do the same onto the up inner corner. Now it's time for some color with the eyeshadow, so for this costume I will go with red, but of course do the color that you will need. I will not go next to the eyes too close because I still want to have the upper eyelid effect. Then I will take some black and keep in mind with eyeshadow or powder that you need to go really light-handed because the mesh doesn't react like skin, so go in small layers. Then I would do the underside of my eyes, and as you can see I go next to the end of the mesh so it will blend and hide a little bit better the eye patch. And now with my eyeliner I will draw a really tiny and thin line on the top of my eyes to look like my upper eyelid. You can do the same for the bottom, but this time I didn't do it, I didn't fill it. But I did a small line onto the inner corner. And finally, with some white concealer, I'm gonna make some eye shine with some white dots so my eyes look a little bit more alive and glossy. And if you do some mistake, you can always correct them with some more makeup. Now that I made one, I made the other one. You can choose to make the two at the same time, so it will be easier to make them symmetrical, but also you will less see when you have the two eye patch, so choose your method. And that's it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoy it and it will be helpful if you want to recreate this look. Of course, you can use this technique as a base and create completely different makeup look depending on the effect you want. It's actually pretty flexible since you literally redrawing part of your face, you can really experiment with it. So it's a wrap for today. Thank you, see you soon, goodbye, au revoir.
Terrifiante. Terrifiante, terrifiante. J'adore. J'adore ce look, putain. Allez. J'adore. C'est trop drôle. Mettre des yeux où tu veux.
Je crois qu'on est un truc au milieu.
Allez, on se démaquille. Et c'est fini. Parce que j'avais promené le chien. Ouais. Vraiment l'air ridicule quand on lève des bouts de make-up un peu partout. Ça n'a aucun sens. Ça n'a aucun sens. Allez.